Here's the minimum amount of money you need to close on your first home as a first-time home buyer in British Columbia. I'm going to use an example of a one-bedroom condo that's going to be $500,000. And this cost breakdown is going to work regardless of if you bought a pre-sale condo or if you bought a resale condo that's already built. Anyways, let's get into it. So to start off, it's the down payment. Now, as a first-time home buyer, you can come in with as little as 5% on $500,000. That's going to be about $25,000. Of course, if you put the minimum down payment down instead of the standard 20% down, you do have to get something called CMHC mortgage insurance, but that's something that can be rolled into the mortgage, so I won't count it towards the closing costs. Next up is the home inspection. This is something that's optional, but most people opt in to do it, especially if you bought a resale condo. If you bought a pre-sale, you do something called a deficiency walkthrough. It doesn't cost you any money. But for a resale condo, a home inspection, if you choose to do it, can cost anywhere from $400 to maybe $600. Closer to completion, there's usually an appraisal done by the bank, and they usually charge a fee for this, around $300. So that's another closing cost that comes out of your pocket. Next up is the lawyer or notary fees. Now, they range in price points. Typically, notaries cost anywhere from $800 to $1,200. Lawyers can be a little bit more, but averages out to maybe about $1,000. Then there's also some miscellaneous costs as well, like land title registration, title insurance, municipal tax fees, that kind of stuff, which can amount to maybe another $500 to $800, give or take. Of course, if you're buying into a condo, you're buying into a strata development, so you'll have to pay the first month's strata when you move in, which can range between $250 to $300 for a one bedroom. You're going to have to move into this condo. You can do it the free method, or the cheaper method, I should say, by renting a U-Haul, grabbing a couple friends, and that maybe costs you $200 to $250. Or if you want to get a moving company, around $500 to $600, maybe a little bit more than that as well. You're going to have to get condo insurance or home insurance. On top of that, you're going to have to pay to get your utilities set up. All of this is maybe going to cost anywhere from $250 to $500 in that range. And lastly, you need to furnish the place if you don't have furniture already. Now, you can go the cheaper route of going to Facebook Marketplace and buying stuff off there. Let's call it like $1,500 to $2,500 for tables, kitchenware, chairs, etc. Or you can go to IKEA, the more expensive route, and spend double the money. So when it's all said and done and you've closed on this home, out of pocket, you're going to have to pay around $34,000 to $38,000. Aside from the $25,000 down payment, you're going to need an additional $10,000 to $15,000 in hand to close on your first property. So please take that into consideration when you start looking for your first home, whether it be a pre-sale or a resale.